one of my favorite opening moves. It strikes the center and offers several strong follow-ups. Preparing their bishop for a long diagonal with plans of contesting from afar. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This move fianchettos their bishop, placing it on a strong diagonal. You've just allowed your pawn to be taken without a fight. They overlooked an opportunity to capture a free pawn. You found a safer square for your pawn. Their bishop is a fianchettoed, ready to influence the board from the long diagonal, developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. They are threatening to tactically win a pawn. This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. They are threatening to tactically win a knight. They prevented you from being able to tactically win a queen. That leaves your bishop free to capture. You overlooked an opportunity to eventually win material, taking your vulnerable bishop. You recaptured. Their best option was to move a queen to safety. Your better option was to block an attack on a vulnerable pawn. They missed a chance to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. You missed a chance to punish your opponent's error. You are now able to win a bishop through a discovered attack. Discovered attack is a great way to win you a bishop. Your opponent is losing a rook, but you were already in a winning position anyways. Find the best moves and overload their pieces. Your opponent is losing material, but they were lost anyways. You captured that free rook. Their knight comes into play, attacking the center. You want a pawn for free. You're now able to win material by revealing a check and attacking a piece at the same time. You win material through a discovered check. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. You captured a free queen. They played the strongest move available. You step your king away from the checking knight. Decent move, but they had a better one. Your opponent will have to keep an eye on that passed pawn. They recaptured a piece from an earlier exchange. It's important to get all your pieces off their starting squares and into the action. Their king steps away from the check by your bishop. You made a passed pawn. Their king steps away from the check by your pawn. Very good choice. This move drives your checking queen away with a pawn. This move wins a knight, moving their threatened knight to safety. You missed winning material, but you are still winning. You are going to lose your rook to this fork. You dodge the check, moving your king out of harm's way, capturing your hanging rook. You had a chance to play something better. They've improved the positioning of their knight. You escape the check from the knight. Your opponent is losing a knight, but you will win a knight with a fork. They move their king out of the check from your queen. This wins a knight. They prevented you from being able to force eventual checkmate. You won a knight for free. They move the knight to safety. Yes, this is the way. You get a chance to force eventual checkmate. This is a good time for you to get out of trouble. They move their king out of the check from your knight. Discovered checks can be powerful. You get a chance to eventually win a knight. They overlooked an opportunity to capture a free knight. You continue the checkmate attack. This move wins a rook. They took your queen for free. You're still on the road to checkmate, capturing the checking knight. Your move sets up a skewer to win material. You are threatening to force eventual checkmate. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move, but definitely not the best. You continue the checkmate attack. You will win a rook with a fork. Their best option was to block a check from the opposing queen. You missed the quickest checkmate, but the game is still yours. They are right on target, getting closer to the forced checkmate. That was the only move. You're still on the road to checkmate. Their king steps away from the check by your queen. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. They move their king out of the check from your queen. You continue the checkmate attack. They made one of the top moves in this position. Your move gets closer to checkmate. They move their king out of the check from your pawn. You're still on the road to checkmate. They move their king out of the check from your... You're still on the road to checkmate. They move their king out of the... This continues the checkmate threat. The clearly correct move for a threatened pawn. And the game is over. Your move gets closer to checkmate. They move their king out of the check from your pawn. You're still on the road to checkmate. That was the only move. You continue the checkmate attack. Precise move from your opponent. You continue the checkmate attack. Your opponent created a passed pawn, getting closer to the forced checkmate. Their passed pawn moves closer to promotion, becoming more dangerous. Checkmate is always the best move.